Hey guys, welcome back. So today's video, I'm just going to be doing a simple full vertical ombre mani. I am using Panda Dip's products today. The two colors I'm using are from the new winter releases that came out, I believe it was Black Friday they came out. So I'm using Go With The Snow, which is the solid white, and I'm going to do 2 dips of that. And then the glitter that I'm going to do for my ombre is Snow Way Out, I believe is what it's called. I will leave the names of the colors linked down below. I am also using the Panda Dip's Dip Liquids. If you did not know, she came out with brand spanking new dip liquids a couple of months ago. I love them. They're not labeled as low odor, but to me, they seem very low odor in comparison to other brands' liquids. So I'm actually gonna only show dipping on just a couple of fingers for this whole entire mani, but I'm gonna do 2 dips in the white and then just 1 layer of the vertical ombre, which I'm gonna do on all of my nails. But I've had a bunch of people requests that I do a little filing and shaping video. You guys were wondering how I get my cuticle lines nice and clean the way that I do. So I finally had some time and I was able to film that. So that is included in today's video. I'm not showing my dipping and my filing on all of my nails because we'd be here for like an hour. So I am just going to cut everything down a bit so that it fits within a reasonable video time. So hopefully this will be helpful to you guys. I will leave links to everything I use down below. This is kind of my filing and shaping routine without an e-file. So yeah, so hopefully this will be helpful for you guys. So I'm gonna let you guys watch. I'm gonna get my second dip in the white done. This white, I must say, probably one of the easiest white dip powders I have ever used. And it's a lot brighter in person than it's showing up to be on camera. But if you have tried different brands of white, you know they can sometimes be chalky, which usually ends up making them pretty streaky once your mani is done. This white was super soft, super fluffy, like all of the other Panda Dips dip powders are. So if you're looking for a white, definitely try this one out. When I finished my mani, I immediately texted Natalie, who is the owner of Panda Dips, and I was like, please tell me this white is going to be around forever. So she said it will be. So definitely try this white out if you are looking for a good white. So I'm going to move on to my vertical ombre. I'm going to get everything capped and clear, even though I'm only showing it on just 1 nail. And I'm going to let you guys watch for a minute as I finish up my dip application. And I will be right back to go over my filing routine. so now I'm ready to get into my filing and shaping. So I use a couple different files. So I use a 150 grit file from Young Nails. This one is a 180 grit file from Referral, which has been loved a lot. Then I have a really super thin 200 240 grit super thin file that I get kind of in bulk from Amazon, and then that is just a file buffer combo from Young Nails, but I pretty much just use the buffer side of that. So to get started, I'm using my 150 grit file, and I'm just going around my sidewalls and my cuticle area, and I'm pretty much just breaking that seal that is kind of formed after you dip and put activator on. So I'm just breaking that little bit of a seal between my sidewalls and the skin around my nails, and that's going to kind of start to create my nice cuticle line that I want. And I always kind of do it in that rounded motion, as you can see. So I just do that for a minute until I get that the way that I like it, and then I go in with my 180 grit file, and this is the one I'm going to use for majority of my actual shaping. This is the one I want to use to really debulk around my sidewalls and get my nails nice and smooth. I like to use, the reason I use the 180 for this and not the 150 for the whole mani is you're really kind of risking if you use a 150 grit, because it is grittier. You're kind of risking digging into that glitter or even taking too much of the color off. So I always want to avoid that. And for me, the Panda Dips powders go on so smooth, you really don't need to file and buff that much. So I just debulk around my sidewalls. I know some people will actually do their shape first, like at their free edge. I like to do my cuticle area first because I feel like I can get a better judgment as to, you know, whether my free edge is actually straight. So then I go in with my thin file, and I'm just going to trace around that line that I already made. And this is honestly the file that makes my cuticle area look the way that it does, if that makes sense. This is a super thin, super gentle file. And as you can see, I've pretty much got my cuticle area the way that I like it to be in just a really short amount of time. So I know everybody has their own little filing and buffing routine, but you guys asked to see mine. So I know it looks crazy with using a bunch of different files, but it is what works for me. So now I'm going back in with my 150 grit just because I'm ready to file and shape my free edge, make sure everything's nice and straight. This is a new set of full coverage tips, so I do want to take off the bulk that's just underneath. So I'm just going to line it up. I'm going to keep my file nice and flat against the underside of my nail. You want to make sure it's nice and flat, because if you angle it, then you're going to actually take product off the side. And I'm not trying to actually taper right now at this point. I was just trying to take that kind of extra bit of tip off the underside. So now I'm going to kind of angle my file just a little bit, just because I like to do more of like a tapered square. So I just want to bring my sides in just a little bit. So I do angle my file, but you don't want to dig too much into your sidewalls, because whatever you do on your sides, you're going to end up filing your natural nail underneath. So you always want to be mindful of that. So just really take your time when you're filing and shaping. I really take my time, which is why I don't show a whole lot of filing and buffing. I'm working on my New Year's resolution is going to be not to obsess over my shape so much, because I spend more time filing than I do actually dipping my nails. So I'm just going to finish up getting these filed and shaped. Hopefully this video is helpful. If you guys are more of e-file people, let me know. I can definitely do a filing and shaping with the e-file video for you guys if you want to see that. So I'm just going to finish up my filing. I'm going to use my buffer block now. I prefer the long buffer file combo. Just, I don't know, it's just more comfortable in my hand to use that than one of the smaller orange buffer blocks. So I'm going to get the rest of my nails filed and shaped off camera really quick. And then I'm going to be ready to top coat this mani. So actually, before I'm ready to top coat, I'm just going to wipe off. I like to wipe my nails off a lot while I'm filing. I feel like I can really see everything a lot better. So now I'm going in with this. It's kind of like a 2-in-1. It's a cuticle pusher, and then it has a sharper pointed tool on the other side. I use this all the time. This is by far my favorite tool ever. I use it for prep. And as you can see, I use it to remove all that excess dip that either gets on my skin or around my cuticle area. These come in bulk too, which I love. You can get a bunch of them. They are super, super thin. They don't hurt, and I'm not digging, even though it might look like I am. I'm letting the little pusher do the work for me. And it's really just going to get out all that extra dip residue that I do not want in my nails. And this is really just kind of really makes my cuticle lines look nice and clean and crisp. So I just go around all of my nails with this tool really quick. And then I am going to be ready for a top coat. So I'm going to let you watch as I finish this up, and I'll be right back in a second. Alright, so I've got all my nails filed, shaped, and buffed, and now I am ready to go in with my top coat. Now, if you are a gel top coat user, then you want to skip that last step. You don't want to actually buff your nails because gel does stick better to a bit of a rougher surface. But since I have my gel allergy and I'm doing all dip top coat, I like to buff my nails nice and smooth. So now I'm just going in with my first coat, well, technically second coat of activator, and I just let it sit for like 20-30 seconds, and then I go in with some rubbing alcohol and just do a quick swipe over all of my nails. This has kind of become my trick for not hardening up my dip top coat brush. And then I go in with a dry paper towel. You can use a lint-free wipe if you want to, but I'm cheap and I don't buy the lint-free wipes because to me I always have paper towels and they work just as well. So my first layer of dip top coat, I just do quick 2 to 3 strokes on each nail, wipe my brush off on a paper towel, and then return it to my bottle and pick up another little bead of top coat. This layer does not have to be perfect. Do not worry if you don't get it close to your cuticle, if you don't cap your free edge. You don't need to cap your free edge with your first coat of dip top coat. Your second layer is what is going to make it all nice and perfect and shiny and glossy. So don't obsess too much about your first layer. Just quick 2 to 3 quick strokes of your dip top coat. Kind of just, I go immediately back in. I'm just trying to show you here when it kind of wrinkles and gets less shiny, then you know that you're ready for your second layer. So this will be when I take my time a little bit more, but keep in mind this is an air dry product. It's not a gel, so you still don't have all day to do your second layer, but you can be a little bit more thorough and detailed and get closer to your cuticle area, cap your free edge. And I always wipe my brush off on a paper towel even after my second layer of dip top coat. So I'm going to let you guys watch. I'm going to get this finished up. I'm going to give it a minute or two to dry, and I will be right back. Alright, so while those are drying, I just want to apologize for only uploading once this week. I am still getting used to the busyness of holidays with it being single mom situation over here now. I got, I was married for would have been 16 years actually this week. And you don't realize how much easier it is with having a spouse to help you with stuff. So it's just a little bit busier over here with just me taking care of Gabe and the animals and all the holiday stuff. So I am trying to still upload at least once a week. Once the holidays are done with, I'll be able to get back to my normal twice a week upload routine. So I do apologize for that. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in my next one. Bye, guys.